Hello, welcome to 365 Days with a Manifestor. Today is day 9. Wow, 9 days already. So today I figured what I would do is do a little read aloud with the all textbook of all things human design. It's like the ultimate textbook of human design stuff. Not everyone has a copy of this, I know, so what I figured I would do is read a little bit from this and kind of discuss it and kind of just see where it goes. Today I'm going to be talking about, well, you can read it, let's see. There it goes. The 3-5 profile, the martyr heretic. This is one of the more common, let's see if we can get back, there we go. Hello again. This is one of the more common profiles. And a lot of us have this. So this is mine, and I just got a good chuckle out of this when I read it. So I figured I would read a little bit aloud and, like I said, see where this takes us. Okay, so the background, it says, background. If the theater is on fire and the fire department has not shown up due to budget cuts, the person standing in the middle of the theater yelling, "This is not right!" while at the same time organizing a fire brigade and finding all the exits is the martyr heretic. That's a true statement. The 3-5 profile combines two potent agents for change: resilient, adaptable, and mutative. The conscious third line focuses itself primarily on discovery in the material world and lives a very physical trial and error process which allows it to sustain itself and others with its discoveries. Okay, I'm gonna pause there because, like, if any of you guys have a 3-5 profile, you will feel this so strongly, that trial and error your entire life, because for whatever reason we find it really hard to learn by other people's experiences, and we just have to do it ourselves and figure out what is not working so that we can then show people what is working. And actually I think he gets to saying that later. Alright, so back to the book. Martyrs are equipped to take the heat when they stand up and tell the truth about what isn't working, but they are not equipped to meet the other gracefully. Okay, so that's a nice way of saying that we're oftentimes a little bit blunt. And we might be the ones that get into trouble from time to time because we just speak the truth, although we may not say it that gracefully. Life bumps into them and they bump into it. Like the first and second lines, they are not looking for anyone. They are, however, looking around at the world in order to be stimulated and potentially mutate and end up bumping into all kinds of forces. Some of these forces may not be correct for it, and so the third line can become pessimistic. Learning to discover at an early age what works for it and not is very important. So all of those trials and errors, guys, they serve a purpose. They show us what works for us and what does not work for us. And so often our conditioning is telling us, oh, well, you should do it this way. But our trial and error of that lovely third line tells us, that's not going to work. You've done that before. So then you have this conflict. Whether do you submit to the other person, be that an authority figure or not? And that authority figure is about to come in place with line 5. On the other hand, it says, the unconscious but seductive fifth line cannot escape from the other. It continually attracts projections from those who see the heretic as the general who can ride in on the white horse and pull them out of crises. This can be quite uncomfortable for the 3-5, as from the time they are born, people project onto them that they can save the day. And then the third line process kicks in, and the one who is here to help can do nothing but make mistakes. Keep trying to fix it. Okay. As it matures through life, the third line naturally provides a wealth of experiential wisdom. Don't we know it? Like, I'm in my early 40s now, and I feel like I've lived 1,000 lifetimes just in this one because of all the things I've learned through trial and error and bumping into stuff. The fifth line, the general, will be asked into situations where the martyr will know and see what does not work. It can then stand up as the heretic, take charge, and deliver something new and practical that does work. The anarchist martyr will play right along, adapting and experimenting and refining the process every step of the way. Referred to as the great fixers, they provide us with innovative solutions, help, and guidance. The 3-5 profile also needs to know when to relinquish the reins and let others continue the process themselves. I have definitely floundered with that one. You 3-5 out there, I'm sure you understand that one too. They are not networkers with continual influence like the 4th line, and their greatest power and effectiveness is a stranger of consequence. That's something I have found often, is that I end up feeling really connected with someone for a time, and then just randomly that relationship is ended, and it's not anything. Usually, it's nothing out of anger or malice or frustration. It's just like you were in each other's lives for a time, and then you're out. It's really refreshing for me to hear that part. So I'm going to just jump around a little bit because that was just the general information for us to work off of. And so here's what it talks about on a personal level. It says, the hardest thing for you is to reconcile your very natural 3rd line discovery dance through life with the projections of savior that others place on your unconscious 5th line. For you, to incorrectly inhabit your role as a martyr heretic, your emphasis must be on what is learned when life bumps into you, as well as how and when to correctly apply these discoveries. You must have great discernment when something or someone bumps into you and determine if it is worthwhile for you to stay there or not, to bond or not. Your discovery process may feel at times like you have failed, but your experimentation is a foundation that someone else will build on. There were 1,000 ways the light bulb did not work well before they found the way that it did. Yet each of those discoveries fed the next. You are someone who can sustain the trial and error process as you go and do not give up easily. Okay, so this is something that we need to really take into consideration as 3-5s. Some of the questions it talks about to ask yourself is, what did you learn from it? Or to also remind yourself to don't see it as a mistake, just a process. And so one of the things we have to really keep in mind is to avoid the why me, victimhood, because that is easy to fall into when you keep bumping into things in life and feel like you're constantly failing at things. But if you change that perspective and recognize that as a 3-5, that's not the correct perspective. That is the opposite. You are here to have those experiences of what seems to be failure, because those failures are just showing you what does not work. So now you know what does. And it's your job, once you know what works, to share that with others. So we got some work to do, 3-5s. I'm eager for us to talk about this. What have you run into in life? I've run into so many things. So many. Particularly on parenting, relationships, educating my children. Yeah, so much on that side of things. And in business, just golly, I mean, it's truly endless, isn't it? What we can learn from bumping into things in life. That is my day 9. I hope you've enjoyed this read along. I'll continue to do this from time to time. Let me know if there's anything you want me to read and comment on, and we will get to it. Have a great day.